Sometimes a simple act of kindness brings peace, but sometimes it opens the door to a mystery you were never supposed to find. If that gave you chills, then you're going to love what happens next. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me, from which country are you watching my video? I can actually see where my video is being watched, and it means the world to me. It was a cold December evening in Boston. Snow had just started to fall when Emily Carter walked out of the bookstore where she worked part-time. Her breath turned to fog in the air as she hugged herself for warmth. Her jacket, an old faded blue coat, was the only one she had. It was torn at the sleeve and missing a button, but it was better than nothing. Emily didn't have much. She was 23, juggling 2 jobs and still trying to pay off her college loan. Her parents had passed away years ago, and she'd been on her own ever since. As she hurried down the street, hands stuffed in her pockets, she noticed a figure curled up against the wall near the alley beside the bakery. A young girl, no older than 16, sat with her knees pulled up to her chest. Her clothes were thin, her arms shivering violently, and her eyes, though wide open, looked distant. Without thinking twice, Emily stopped. "Hey, are you okay?" she asked gently. The girl didn't respond at first, just blinked slowly. Emily could see she was freezing. "Here," Emily said, taking off her jacket. "Take this. It's not much, but it's warm." The girl looked up, confused. "Why?" Emily smiled. "Because no one deserves to be cold, especially not someone your age." The girl hesitated but took the jacket. She slipped it on and hugged herself tightly. "What's your name?" Emily asked. "Sky." The girl whispered, "I'm Emily. Stay warm, Sky." Emily turned to leave. She didn't ask questions or expect thanks, but she couldn't stop thinking about Sky all night. The next morning, Emily walked into the coffee shop where she worked part-time. As usual, she grabbed a newspaper from the counter to pass time during breaks. But something caught her eye. Girl escapes underground cult in Boston, exclusive story, inside. Emily stared at the headline, her hands starting to tremble. Underneath it was a photo, a grainy image taken in poor lighting. But there was no mistaking the face. It was Sky, the same girl she'd met the night before. The same girl she gave her jacket to. Heart racing, Emily flipped through the pages. The article said the girl had escaped from a group that called themselves the Silent Path. It was a secretive cult that operated underground, literally, through tunnels beneath the city. Sky had been taken when she was 11 and hadn't seen daylight in 5 years. She finally escaped 2 nights ago and had gone straight to the authorities. Emily sat in stunned silence. She needed to know more. That night, Emily went to the police station. She asked to speak with someone about the girl in the article. A tired officer, Detective Ray Dawson, met her in the lobby. "She's safe now," he said cautiously. "Why are you asking?" Emily explained everything. The alley, the jacket, the name. Dawson raised his eyebrows. "That jacket helped us identify her. She was wearing it when she came to us. You probably saved her life." But something in his voice sounded unsure, like there was more to the story. "Is she okay?" Emily asked. The detective hesitated. "Physically, yes. But she's not talking anymore." After giving her statement, she went silent. Won't say another word. Emily felt a chill crawl up her spine. "Did she say anything strange?" Dawson paused again. "She mentioned a name. Elias. Said he was the one who watches from below. We're still investigating." Emily left the station with more questions than answers. That night, she dreamt of a dark tunnel, a shadow standing at the end, watching her. She woke up in sweat. The next few days, she tried to push it out of her mind, but something pulled her back. She needed to understand. Why her? Why did she find Sky? Why did Sky trust her? One evening, Emily returned to the alley where she had first met the girl. She noticed something odd. A metal grate near the bakery wall, slightly out of place. She bent down and pulled it open. A tunnel. Without thinking, she climbed down. The air was cold and smelled like rust. The tunnel stretched out into darkness. Emily turned on her phone flashlight and walked slowly, each step echoing. She passed old signs, broken furniture, and strange symbols painted on the walls. Then she heard it. Footsteps. She turned off her light and pressed against the wall, heart pounding. A figure walked past, tall, dressed in black, holding a lantern. He didn't see her. Once he was gone, Emily moved further into the tunnel. Finally, she reached a room. Inside were mats, candles, and old books. On the wall was a symbol, a spiral with an eye in the center. She snapped photos quickly and turned to leave, but suddenly she heard a voice. Curiosity is a dangerous thing. It was deep, calm, and too close. Emily turned slowly. A man stood there. His eyes were dark, his face emotionless. "You shouldn't be here," he said. "But now that you are, you must choose." Emily backed away. I just wanted to help Sky." "She broke the circle," he replied. "But we always bring it back." He stepped closer. Then, a loud bang. A blinding light. Police stormed in, shouting, dragging the man to the ground. One officer grabbed Emily and pulled her away. Outside, under the streetlights, she saw Detective Dawson. "I followed your phone signal," he said. "Why on earth did you go down there alone?" Emily handed him the photos. "I had to see it. For myself." The news exploded the next day. "The silent path exposed," the headlines read. Arrests were made. The tunnels were sealed. But the man Emily saw, the one who spoke to her, refused to speak a single word. Sky, now placed in a care facility, began talking again. She asked to see Emily. When they met, Sky whispered, "You were the first person to look at me like I was human." Emily held her hand. "You saved me," Sky said. But as they talked, Emily noticed something strange. A small spiral drawn on Sky's wrist in black ink. Sky saw her staring and quickly covered it. "Did they do that to you?" "No," Sky said softly. "I did it, so I'd never forget." Emily didn't sleep much that night. Over the following weeks, things returned to normal. Emily went back to work, bought a new jacket, and tried to forget the tunnels, the cult, the spiral. But one day, she received a letter. No stamp, no return address. Inside was a single sheet of paper with one sentence. The circle was broken, once but not for long, and below it, the spiral. She looked out the window, clutching the note tightly. Some stories never really end.